Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakudash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Salutation to your Akiams pushing this word in sincerity and truth. This here is your brother Yassad, back at you with another lesson. Will not edify unto the house of Israel, mainly the elect. So this video here would be entitled The Lord Can Convert You from Any Situation. Right? Because reason being, I was just doing a little reading today, in the book of Acts, and it was yapa to hear the storyline of these men, are the things that they were in, and the Lord shed his light upon them through the word, and they woke up out of that dark state. Right? I have a little couple examples that I would go into, So let's start off with it. Firstly, I'd like to get the book of Matthew 13 and 15. Right, where it says, "For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing." Right? And their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Because it's a blessing thing to understand this truth. And we know the unique way you could understand this truth is through the Holy Spirit. But mainly this video going into the effect of the converting, because brothers was in some real messed up, downhill, wicked position, being wicked niggas out in the world, until Yahweh Shai shed that light onto them through the word. So I'll kick off with one of the example here, as book of Acts concerning Simon, who was a sorcerer. You can verses 9. Right? It said, "But there was a certain man called Simon," and this is not Simon Peter, not the prophet. This is another Simon, right? Called Simon, which before time in the same city used sorcery, and bewitched the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one, to whom they all gave heed, from the least to the greatest, saying, This man is the great power of God." Because we know, according to the law, we Israelites is not to be dealing with sorcery, divination, soothsaying, and these sorts of things. Right? Let me get a count here within the law. Salakia. Because I'll go down into the word sorcery. I'm gonna go down into the word first. Into the Blue Letter Bible. Now we'll go into the interliner for the word sorcery.
Strong's G 3096. Maguo. Maguo.
Maguo. To be a magician, to practice magical arts, to practice magic, use sorcery. Strong's. Okay. We'll go a bit further into it. This here is the Good News Bible. So I'll get a different a different Bible, to give a more clearer, understanding. Right? Acts 8:9. A man named Simon lived there who for time had astounded the Samaritans with his magic. He claimed that he was someone great, and everyone in the city, from all classes of society, paid close attention to him. He is that power of God known as the Great Power. They said they paid this attention to him because for such a long time he had astonished them with his magic. Right? Right. I'll cut it on that. But let me see if I get another into the CEV. Right. Right, and the CEV here, I think that says it says for some time a man named Simon had lived there and had amazed the people of Samaria. He practiced the witchcraft and claimed to be somebody great. Everyone, rich and poor, crowded around him. They said this man is the power of God called the Great Power, because his witchcraft he was doing, whereby, I used to go into the law, concerning where because you see him witchcraft going into soothsaying, divination, and these things. Let's go down into the
Strong's H 7081. Kessin. Kessin.
Let's go into divination. Because we are attacking all forms, going into the meaning. Right. surely there is no enchantment against I'm gonna go down into the word divination from here. I'll get the law soon. Just now. I'm gonna go into the word soothsaying. Going back to witchcraft as well. Right? Soothsayer. Right.
Strong's H 7080. Kassam.
I go back to the same word as in divination. To practice divination, divine of diviners of the nations. Strong divination. Determined by lot or magical scrolls by implication to divine. Right? Which divination, divine, going back into what? Into witchcraft. So ultimately, divine divination, witchcraft. It's literally the same thing. Right? So technically, Simon was dealing with witchcraft, who we know as a so-called Obeah man, against these things. Can the book of Deuteronomy verses 18 concerning the law, speaking upon these things, 18 and 10, to the point, there shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, going back to witchcraft, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy power doth drive them out from before thee. So yeah, so that is abomination before the Lord. Being able to tell you what happened in your what happened to you in your past without without anyone telling them, So yeah. So the law is against that. And Simon was one of that, So Simon was in a real wicked and abominative state, in the sight of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because this here being a nice example, because he was converted, apart from despite being this famous man dealing with witchcraft, sorcery, soothsaying and all these miracle magic and these things he was dealing with. He was converted and did believe. Like you get an account Acts chapter 8, because when he saw, he knew that that wasn't, although the people was saying he had the power from God, power of God, and the great one and these things. He know that what he was dealing with was evil, and it is an abomination. So when he saw Philip, and by hearing the words and seeing the miracles that Philip do, he was converted. Acts 8. Alright, I'll jump down to the point in verses. Alright. I'll read on down. Verse 10, to whom they all gave heed, from the least to the greatest, saying, this man is the great power of God. And to him they had regard, because he's saying this man is the great power of God. That going back to saying, that the anointed, because who are such power, didn't the Lord exalted Yahushua, above all principalities, above all powers, and lay these things subject under him, so right. So these people were being bewitched, bewitched. They was literally being tricked, right? So let me go quick into the word bewitched.
Strong's G 1839. Existemi. Existemi.
Right. Going to throw out of position, displace, to amaze, to astonish, throw into wonderment, to be amazed, astounded, to be out of one's mind, besides oneself, insane. Right. Well. Strong says become astounded, insane, amazed, be make astonished, So we get what it means, because literally with these things he was doing, they were amazed, and that way we people of today wanna see. They wanna see the men of the Lord, causing rain to happen, floating in the air, flying, being able to tell you what happened in your past life and what's going to be able to happen in your future life, your personal stuff, and all these sorts of magical and extreme, things that what the people them would like. But even Simon, who was dealing with these things, know that concerning Philip, that hey, Philip, hey, it was a greater power. The angels on the right hand side, Yahushai, having the Holy Spirit, Yahweh having the Holy Spirit working with Philip. So let's get back at it. Alright, verse 11. And to him they were regarded, because that of long time he had bewitched them with sorcery. So they were amazed or astonished, there was in a great wonder, all these things. But when they believed Philip preaching the things concerning the kingdom of Yahweh and the name of Yahweh, they were baptized, both men and women. Then Simon himself believed also, because he see the miracles, he heard the gospel, and he realized he was on folly, and he realized that is literally Yahweh Ba'Shem dealing with Philip. It say, and wondered, beholding the miracles and signs which were done. So what about the magic and the sorcery Simon was doing? That was counted as naught compared to Philip. So that is just, an example of how the Lord could convert you from out of any situation, right? Because brothers wasn't some real jacked up, downhill, wicked Jake lifestyle, adulterers, even murderers, thieves. I know all sorts of wicked spirits upon us when he was in the world, but the Lord converted us. Well, look at Saul, who the elder apostle Paul, our forefather. Look how he was converted, being a man that persecuted the church, right? Let me just bring a quick precept here, Ephesians 2:1. It says, and you hath he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Yeah, because we were all in that dark, under that darkness, as the precept say, darkness covered the world, but gross darkness the people. Because we was in a real docile, dead, spiritually dead state of mind, going back to Ezekiel 37. Doing all the lust of the flesh, all about pleasing the flesh. I'd say in verse 3, among whom also we had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. Right? It say, but Yahweh, who is rich in mercy for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, had quickened us together with Yahushai. By grace ye are saved. So quicken going into make alive. He made us alive back again spiritually. Through the word, because some brothers was heavy smokers. No matter what, they get up in the morning is a one in the mouth. Hey, just spirits upon Jake deeply. Some Jakes maybe have been dealing with even heinous sick acts LGBT business, ABC business, and the Lord convert you from that kind of wicked, unclean spirit, right? Some was gangsters, robbers, killers, and the Lord changed us. All praises to Yahweh Shemir Shai for that. For instance, look at Paul. Saul. Look. Let's look at his position. Because this being here, another one of my example, Acts 9:9, 9:1. So like 9:1. And Saul yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went unto the high priest and desired of him letters to Damascus, to the synagogues. Yeah, because Saul, being in a high, position, he come like a police, persecuting the church. All of them who was going against the order, they would be cast into prison, right? It said that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem, right? And as he journeyed, so let's take a look at this in the in here, the CV. Alright, it say Acts 9:1, Saul kept on threatening to kill the Lord's followers. He even went to the high priest and asked for letters to the leaders of the synagogues in Damascus. He did this because he wanted to arrest and take Jerusalem any man or woman who had accepted the Lord's way. So you see the position Saul was in, having that spirit to actually arrest or even kill. That was believed on Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? So this here further down going into Saul's conversion. It said when Saul had almost reached Damascus, a bright light from heaven suddenly flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice saying, Saul, Saul, why are you so cruel to me? Who are you? Saul asked. I am Yahushua Mashiach, the Lord answered, I am the one you are so cruel to. Because again, we is the body of Yahushua. Right? So just as how the Lord say, when the disciples say, when had we clothed you or feed you? When you do it to these little ones. So just as how Paul was killing and persecuting and casting to prison the disciples, it was the Lord he was doing that unto. Right? So it say, now get up and go into the city where you will be told what to do. Because at that point in time, after hearing the Lord and these things, Paul was blinded 3 days. And the Lord instructed him to go and find, I think it was Ananias. Let's see here. I'm going to jump down to verses. Right, Ananias self. Right, so I'll really just go into the point. Right. Verses 12, and had seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hands on him that he might receive his sight. And Ananias answered the Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he had done to thy saints at Jerusalem. So you see where it's going back, the prophet Ananias was saying, telling you, Lord, look at the wickedness, look at the kind of things he had done to your prophets, your disciples. And there he had authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. But the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me. Because Yapa, precept to back that up. And let's see here. John 15:16. Because you can't run from it. John 15:16. Right. John 15:16, it says, you did not choose me. I chose you and sent you out to produce fruit, the kind of fruit that will last. Then my Father will give you whatever you ask for in my name. Right? So it is Yahweh Shem Yoshai chose us and brought us out of this darkness. Right? So because no matter what, we not going our own ways, is the Lord that directing us. Couple precepts to back that up. The book of let's see here, Proverbs 16 and 9. It says we make our own plans, but the Lord Yahweh decides where we will go. So although Paul's mind was, hey, I would go and I would write up my letters so I'll be able to persecute them and kill them and cast them into prison, the ones that were serving the Lord directed his steps. That were. He didn't do that. He was blinded because the Lord has his way to force and to direct you into his will. Because some brothers, before they was converted, they might have been beaten in a terrifying way, before they could, be subjected, right? Look for Paul. Paul was blinded 3 days. They had to, when he got up, them who was around him that heard the voices and they wasn't seeing no one, had to carry Saul to the place because he could not see. He was blinded until Ananias, he touched Ananias and was healed. So that is just to show you that, hey, you can't run from the Lord's will. Another precept in the book of Jeremiah. Let's see here. 10. Jeremiah 10:23. Right, it says, I know, Lord, that we humans are not in control of our own lives. Yeah. We not in control of our own lives. It's Yahweh Hashem Yoshai that directing us. That's why it says the prophets are subject unto the prophets. Also in stand now in thy lot. Because no matter what, as Yahweh shall say, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me whithersoever I go, because we imagine we the same prophets back then, and what we lost our mind, we lost our heritage and these things, and when we hear back the gospel, we follow the Lord one time, right? We follow the Lord because it was set, it was predestined for that to happen. It's all the Lord's will. Proverbs 20, I think it's 20. Let's see. Proverbs chapter 20 and 24. Let's see. How can we know what will happen to us when the Lord alone decides? Yeah, pa. In the Blue Letter Bible, it says, Proverbs 20:24. It say, man's going are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Yeah, pa. Yeah. Because even when Saul was converted into Paul, they still didn't trust him. Because there's the account in that further down where they was afraid. When Paul wanted to join up with the disciples, I jumped down to it. Acts chapter 9 and verses 26. It says, and so when Saul was come to Jerusalem, he essayed to join himself to the disciples, but they were all afraid of him, because they heard the rumors. They knew about Saul, he persecuting the church stiffly, and although he was converted, in their mind it say, and believe not that he was a disciple, because in their mind, they could have thought, wait, but he plain he's a disciple to come and nab us up, to put into prison, because they didn't believe it, that a man like that could have been converted. So you see, no matter who he is, what they're doing, what situation in, the Lord could convert you. Jehovah Hashem Yahushai could convert you in any situation. Right? I'll bring out one more precept and close. Book of Isaiah 59. Say, behold, the Lord's hand is not short, and that it cannot save. So no matter what downhill you in, no matter what position, you could be a coke addict. I'm sure brothers might have been on heavy drugs, coke, all these things that people are ready to come back from and rehabilitate themselves from, and hey, brothers, through the spirit and power Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the Lord bring them out, right? Pain neither is heavy that it cannot hear. Hey, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Double honors unto the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to you, Axiom, pushing this word. Your brother Yassad. Until the next one, Shalom.